very warm welcome to everybody who's watching the Goa Chronicle YouTube channel. This is Sonakshi Datta, and you are watching the Bookie. The Bookie is all about exploring and venturing into the beautiful world of books and their authors. And today we have with us Mario Sequeira. Hello, Mario.
Hi, Sonakshi.
Whose new release, A Roadmap to Longevity, debunks the myths which are associated with healthy living. So, Mario has been researching on stress management in great depth and is also known as the Port King of Goa for his passion for wines. And he is a businessman, a prolific speaker, and teaches young minds how to think creatively for a better future. So, Mario, now cutting to the chase, the first question which I would like to ask you regarding your new release is, what myths exactly have you, revolving around the healthy living, of course, have you covered in your book, and what else does your book speak about?
So when you talk about the myths I've covered in my book, there are two primary ones that come to my mind. One is that we all believe we are going to grow older, we are going to die, and it's normal, and we can do nothing about it. Two is this whole myth about diabetes, and that it's normal, and there's nothing you can do about that too. And of course, there are a whole lot of other ones like retirement and from where that has come, and then calories and whether they're the same. So there are a whole lot of myths that I've uncovered in my book. But let's talk about diabetes for a moment. Did you know that during the entire Afghanistan, Iraq, and the US war, the war that the US had with Afghanistan and Iraq, there were 1,500 American soldiers that lost a limb. During the same period, there was 1.5 million Americans that lost a limb to diabetes. It's the same case in India. Diabetes is treacherous, but we just take it for granted. Old age. We just linger on and we drive on to old age. But it's the clock of time that's ticking. Yes, we are growing old chronologically. But what we can take care of is the senescence of ourselves. Those are the myths that I've covered. My book talks so much more about health than just having vitamins or going to the gym, walking for an hour. There is so much more to life than actually just that. That's what I cover in my book. A roadmap to longevity is a true roadmap. Yeah. So I was telling you about longevity in the form that it is not normal to grow old and die. If I had told you that it was not normal to grow old and die in the early 1900s, when it was common for people to die at 25, 28, 30, 40, how would you say if I told you that the average life expectancy in India would be 75? You would have thought I was crazy. Actually, the life expectancy in the early 1900s in India was 25. So we've already moved 3 times that figure. But you climb up the mountains into to the Himalayas, which is just here. And you see the Hansas. The Hansas are a tribe living in the mountains. They don't suffer from cardiovascular disease. This is documented. This is not what I'm saying. They don't suffer from diabetes. They live to 100, 120, 130. And then you go to Loma Linda, one of the blue zones. It still exists. We're talking of 120, 130. Healthy people. So there is long life out there, without a doubt. And then there was a story about the bowhead whale, which I think should open your eyes. So there was this bowhead whale. It's a huge whale, and the Inuits, or the Eskimos as they used to be commonly called at one point of time, wanted to catch it because that was great food for them, and they used this lance bomb with gunpowder to shoot it, and then they wanted to harpoon it, pull it back. Shot the whale, tried to pull it in, but the whale got away. That was in something like 1880. Fast forward to about 1998 or 99, so it's about 120 years later. The whale was finally caught. So it lived for 120 years with this gunpowder into its body. It didn't have a doctor to go to. It didn't have medicines to have. And yet, it lived for 120 years with zero medication, zero medical care. It's because our body has this system. We just need to figure out what it is. Are you getting me? It's as simple as that. We just need to know that there's so much more to longevity than it's just normally what we think. We just think it's, yes, we are going to grow old, so let's make merry while we are here. Yes, let's make merry. That's important to make merry, because being merry also helps you grow or live longer. But there are ways of being merry, and there are times to be merry. And just like there's a time to sleep and there's a time to wake up. There's a time for the sun to set and there's a time for the sun to rise. We need to know those systems. That's why the roadmap.
Okay. So another question which I have for you is, what roles do you think nature and nurture play as far as, shaping a healthy living is concerned?
Regarding nature and nurture, good question. It's important for us to be as close to nature as possible. This is documented that even walking barefoot on mud helps our body reconnect with what we have lost. I've just finished talking about the bowhead whales, that they just got perfectly well, or almost perfectly well, and could live for another 120 years after it was shot with a lance bomb. A walk in the park is highly recommended for peace of mind. Walk in the park is highly recommended for getting out this hormone we call serotonin, oxytocin. All these happy hormones just get activated when we are close to green, when we are close to mud, when we are close to soil, when we are close to nature. Playing with pets, a wonderful thing for longevity. Be as close to nature as you possibly can. Meditation in the open, fantastic. Check it out. I think it's really good.
Definitely. And these are very important insights into how we can shape our lives for a better future. And of course, into the wonderful book which you've written, which I think is a proper guide for what we are looking for in today's age, where everybody is troubled with, bodily diseases and lifestyle issues. So hats off to you for doing this great job.
And the pity is, Sonakshi, that we believe that it is normal. When we suffer from all these what we call lifestyle diseases, in fact, sometimes we take pride in saying that, I'm suffering from gout. It's a rich man's disease. Come on, please God. What's rich about having gout? What's rich about getting sick? You just assume that it's normal, right? But it isn't normal.
All right. So another question which I have for you is, you have called in your book the gut as our second brain. Why is it so?
Yes, you're absolutely right. The gut is called our second brain, and it is. Did you know the story of the queen bee and how it is formed? So the queen bee doesn't come from a royal family. It's just the story starts where all these larvae are born, and the nurse bees secrete what we call a royal jelly. For the first week, all the larvae eat off the royal jelly exclusively, and then after that, 1, 2, or 3 of the larvae continue eating only royal jelly, while the rest start eating. They go out and they eat pollen, and they are in the garden flying and doing their stuff. They eat everything and anything. Because the queen bee continues, or this 1, 2, or 3 larvae only continue having royal jelly, their bodies form pouches so that they can then lay eggs. They instinctually become queen bees, and then one of these 1, 2, or 3 goes after the other 2 or 3 and kills them. So you get the queen bee. What is the difference between the queen bee and the worker bee? Only the food that they eat. Now let's move beyond that to our microbiome. Actually, we are holobionts, right? You know what I mean by holobionts? We're about 5 trillion plus cells, out of which something like 50 million belong to us. The rest are bacteria. Our gut has a whole Amazonian type flora and fauna, which release various enzymes that our body cannot even create on its own. Our gut signals to the brain when we are full, and our gut sends this sensation to our brain when it senses danger. There is so much that our gut does. In fact, now there's a whole focus on gut, and I've written a lot about this in the roadmap to longevity, because the gut is one of the most important parts of our body, which is sometimes just overlooked. We need probiotics, prebiotics, and there's a whole lot of stuff that we need to do there.
Yes,
Yeah.
you also mentioned your own journey of weight loss.
When you ask me about weight loss, you ask me about my favorite topic, so please pardon me if I ramble a little bit. You see, I struggled with weight loss, and I'm very proud that I lost 27 kilos. Quite a huge figure, and I know very few who have actually been able to keep the 27 kilos off, which I've done for the last 5 to 10 years. So I'm happy to share. And it's not that I didn't struggle. I struggled. It wasn't a simple road, but it was simple once I learned what the dynamics of weight loss were. Initially, I struggled. I used to swim at the Fatorda Stadium. It is an Olympic-sized stadium I have close to my house. And I used to swim for one hour non-stop. But I didn't lose weight. I would get out of the pool and eat. I'd feel hungry. Then somebody after some time told me, he said, "What's wrong with you? Why are you swimming so slowly and expecting to lose weight? You need to swim faster." So I started swimming as if chased by a shark. But nothing happened. I'd get out and feel hungry and eat again. Anyway, then I decided that swimming wasn't supposed to be the best thing for me. So I went to the gym. Got to the gym. There was this nice, burly, affable young man, Andrew, who was the manager of the gym, and he looked up and down at me and he said, "What can I do for you?" So I said, "I want to lose weight." So he said, "Okay, pay your membership fees. Try. Let's see what we can do." Something like, "Let's see what we can do with you," sort of a thing. And anyway, I did it. I started off doing about 3 or 4 sit-ups. That's all that I could. And then I moved on to something like 60, 70 sit-ups. I was pretty good. But did I lose weight? No, I didn't. I may have lost a kilo and then put it on again. So I decided to study this thing called weight loss. And I went through the science of it. And that's when I realized that it was not only about exercise. It was also about what calories we eat, when we eat what. let me just take you down memory's lane as far as humanity is concerned. So we are all fundamentally hunter-gatherers, right? Our bodies are Stone Age bodies living in a space age. This is a fact, I'm not even exaggerating, because for the last 60, 70,000 years, nothing has changed in our body. Nothing. So, let's go back to hunter-gatherers. So we wake up in the morning, and then we're not supposed to eat. We're supposed to go out and hunt. And then we find something, so much so that the hunger hormone in our body is the lowest at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, and that has a lot to do with circadian rhythms. So there was this experiment which was conducted somewhere in the US, and it's documented. Normally we consume about 2,500 calories a day, which should be our normal average intake of calories. In this case, for this experiment, all the cohorts were given 1,400 calories. So all the cohorts were expected to lose weight. But here's where things were different. Some of them, a group, were given the 1,400 calories in the morning session. So by 2 o'clock or 2:30 or 3 o'clock, they had finished with their 1,400 calories of food. The second group was given 1,400 calories. It's the same 1,400 calories. In the evening, the night. Now what happened? Who lost more weight? The ones given the 1,400 calories in the morning lost more weight. Yeah. The ones having 1,400 calories in the morning lost more weight. So why did they lose more weight? They lost more weight because in the morning, our bodies are much more sensitive to insulin. And in the evening, we need much more insulin to get this energy generated by what we eat into our cells. And insulin is a weight driver. Okay, so that's one part of it. So you need to look after the timing of when you're eating. 2, all calories are not the same. So you take 350 calories from Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola, whatever, a cold drink, and you take the same 350 calories from carrots. You finish 350 calories in a glass full of Coke. And what happens? The sugar from the Coke interferes with the signaling within our body. So sugar from the Coke interferes with leptin signaling. And leptin informs our brain when our body is satiated. But when we have sugar, which comes from the Coke, it disrupts the signaling, and leptin does not signal to the brain that we have got enough calories, so to stop sending stuff into our body. Sugar also interferes with the hunger hormone, and it suppresses the hunger hormone, so the hunger hormone keeps signaling to the body that yes, we are hungry, we need more. So what happens? We continue feeling hungry even though we've had 350 calories through our cold drink. Now go to carrots. 350 calories of carrot is what? First, let's look at it from volume wise. It's about 800 grams of carrot. Who's going to eat 800 grams anyway? Okay, but I'm not talking about that. When you eat these 800 grams of carrot, it goes straight to your digestion. It doesn't disrupt the signaling, and when your body is satiated, leptin signals to the brain enough. The hunger hormone drops because the hunger hormone also says enough, and you stop eating. It's normal. Nobody sacrifices. But what you do is you stop this disruptive system brought in by things like sugar. Right? So all calories are not the same. We spend so much of time in the
So on the lines of what we are talking about, what message do you have for all those people who are grappling with diabetes, because it's a very common ailment these days?
So diabetes is so treacherous, and yet we take it so for granted. We assume we can do nothing about it. And there's so much of disinformation running around the place, and I have no clue why it is like this. But the fact of the matter is, during the entire Afghanistan-Iraq war, which the Americans had, 1,500 Americans lost a limb. During the same period, 1.5 million Americans lost a limb to diabetes. And it's the same that's happening in India. People are losing limbs left, right, and center. Just imagine, this number is phenomenal, but we still take it for granted. Diabetes, the pity is, or the beauty is, the diabetes can be reversed. 75% of the diabetics can walk out of the situation free of diabetes if only they tried. You need to take, it's easy, it isn't even difficult. Okay? It's not even difficult. Check it out.
This will be my last question to you, and I guess one of the most important ones as far as my perspective goes. I would like you to tell our viewers as to why your book, Roadmap to Longevity, is a must read for everybody, no matter what their lifestyle or the aims for a healthy living are.
As I started saying, I put it all down into this book, Roadmap to Longevity. And I did that because I think we need to be aware that there is so much to live for. There was this sage that was told one day that somebody will come across a hell of a lot of wealth. And the sage said, I hope he's also earned that many years of life in which to enjoy that wealth. So we take life so for granted. There was recently in fact, it was a big eye-opener to me, the big Indian bull. I hope I'm not disturbing anybody when I talk of Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, because I say it with a lot of respect. He had all the wealth in the world, but there was, I think, no good advisor in the early days of his life that could bring it to his attention that if he didn't take care of his health, he could have got it messed up. So you see how much that great man could have actually contributed, how much more he could have contributed to society and to his own well-being if he were well. Right? So like this, we have so many people who just take life for granted. And it's easy. It isn't even difficult to extend one's lifespan by 10 years, by 15 years, by 20 years. It's easy. And that's what I've decided to put down into my book, The Longevity, A Roadmap to Longevity. And that's why it's so important that everybody who wants to have a good life should read it.
That's true. So this will be all from my side. Thank you so much, Mario, for speaking with us today. And
Sonakshi,
yes, please.
I'd be really happy if you can get this message out, because I think it's the need of our
Definitely,
times.
truly, and this was such an eye opener again, as I must say, and we will make sure that it goes out to as many people as possible, because as you said, it is the need of the hour, so that people understand how a healthy living is achievable, how longevity per se is achievable, and how, most importantly, diabetes is reversible. And guys out there watching this, there's a lot more into this book, which has been compiled by Mr. Sequeira, and it's a wonderful guide to healthy living. So thank you for watching, and thank you for speaking with us, Mario, and all you viewers out there. Thank you for watching. Keep watching the Bookie. Stay tuned to the Goa Chronicle YouTube channel, and do not forget that The Road to Longevity by Mario Sequeira is your guide to a healthy and a better and a happy living, most importantly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonakshi. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.